tend to be a little, not want to toot our own horn too loudly, but disappointed everybody gets to talk about what they really do well. So I'm going to start with Diana back here.
Well, actually, every single group at my table thought that they did something really well, and so I think they should tell you about their projects rather than reporting.
Okay.
My organization has a kick-butt tour program and a really popular, successful annual awards.
Okay.
The city of Beloit has a thing called Heritage Days, which is the second weekend in September of the year, and we've started participating in that by having various events that attract a large number of people.
Like say an author of a gas station book,
Right.
like Tom Pocket.
How would you want that?
That's good.
Of course, you spelled our awards.
Racine does a historic tour every year, an annual tour, the last Sunday in September. And what?
Century Buildings.
And we also, in May, we do a Century Buildings Award ceremony honoring the homes that are more than 100 years old, and invite all the homeowners. Research is done on each of the homes.
Preservation Alliance of La Crosse, one of the things that we've done for the last 20 years or so is a gold-plated ornament of a local historic house or landmark. Michael's got a copy of Gambrinus, the statue for the Howland Brewery. As a suggestion for the next year is to do the world's largest six-pack. It's 50 years old now, so okay, yeah, so it'll be popular. We'll make a lot of money off of it. So it helps sustain our organization. That's one of many things that we do. We do heritage home tours. We do annual heritage awards in May. We do historic walking tours. We do all of that kind of stuff as well.
Okay.
Got some Racine folks?
Yeah, speaking of fun, Racine does roughly 10 meetings for members a year, but they're open to non-members, and we get 50 to 120 people who come, and they tend not to be the business kind of meeting. There's a little part of that, but they tend to be some entertaining subject, usually in a historic building that we're talking about. We got to go to the Horlick Malted Milk Factory, for example, and those are very popular meetings, and they're fun.
Do you want my national trust perspective?
Whatever. You're a lean duck here. Whatever you want to say.
I would say from the groups I've met with, there's so many who sort of fight the culture around them. If they know the state likes the Packers and likes dairy products and likes beer, the best events I've seen are ones that involve things like that. You're bringing in people who may not necessarily be conservationists, but they're getting to an event for the first time. They're seeing what you do when you hold them in actual historic sites, all the better. I've never been to a beer festival yet that was not overcrowded. So.
You don't have any particular bias towards beer, do you?
No.
You're completely neutral.
But I mean, I think there's something to be said about groups who
Find what people like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Milwaukee Preservation Alliance, and like Jeff said, I'm very proud that our organization has started networking with other preservation-minded people in the city and doing outreach and celebrating the successes of historic preservation.
One of the discussions at my table was that there are so many preservation groups in Milwaukee, and they need to just talk more about what they're doing. So not everybody's working on the same thing, and each organization can take the lead on something and accomplish more that way. Okay.
Racine, Preservation Racine puts out a newsletter 4 times a year. I think it's well written, well researched.
I think so too.
And so we do that, and I'm not going to say too much more because there's lots more Racine people that have to talk.
Let me add one other Racine thing that was mentioned, which I thought was a great example. They do what they preach. They own a historic building, which they then rent out for income, which pays for it, and serves as their headquarters. That's great because showing an example of adaptive reuse, as opposed to the house museum model.
Not every building has to be a house museum.
That's right.
some other stone pieces out of the ornament of the building. So what was a preservation failure became a preservation success because they turned it into a fundraiser.
We had one lady who, I believe was some kind of interior decorator or something, who brought boxes of them.
Well, you know, the Wisconsin Trust is in the process of reformation and sort of a renaissance. And so what we've accomplished, though, in the short past couple of months, we've been able to assume our old role and stand up through letter writing to contact agencies that otherwise may not have been able to be contacted by more internal groups to advocate for preservation. That was at the Mendota Mental Health Grounds, Memorial Hospital out there, and also the Rainbow Arch Bridge in Chippewa Falls. So we've interacted with our constituents on both those points. And we're pretty much gone as far as setting up a pretty vital social networking system that we're hoping to expand on and draw younger constituents into. And we're really dedicated to the bigger umbrella, bringing all sorts of folks into historic preservation, awareness, and integrating it as a core value. So the question becomes more, they're taking down the building, why?
How many people have Facebook accounts? A lot of people in this room. How many are members of the Wisconsin Trust Facebook fan page? Ooh, see, job number one is to go back and become a fan of the.
I didn't know that they had it until today.
Sure. Okay. Very good. Yeah, and that is really terrific. I encourage you all to join that.
Thanks,
A lot of good information going out there, and the more people we get there, the more we can spread that word.
Good, thank you.
Citizens for a Bridge, we put on a pretty amazing festival each year based on historic preservation and messaging in any way through original songwriters, about 500 of them gathering for a week in a little town and taking over their historic downtown. So we have an abundance of creative ideas and can think out of the box to reach an audience. This year, aside from putting on the festival and growing it each year, we also integrate and are open to any historic group that is wanting to spend time pitching their historic preservation or green. Preservation's our message. So our streets are free of charge to any not-for-profit green organization and or event that says the same. So if anybody's interested in coming to Sturgeon Bay in June, I'm pitching their event to about, 5,000 people or so for 4 days. Come on over and we'll make a space on the street. And then also we're pretty swift now with advocacy and we just reversed our one-way streets that were and returned them to two-way streets in the historic downtown this year. So we've
Terrific. That's kind
preserving
of
our
if you've driven down there, it's kind of a nightmare with the one-way streets. Yeah, I think another thing I'd like to say is that I went to your community during the Song Festival weekend. I gave a talk there this weekend, this year, and the streets were just alive with people, and it reinforces what Trent was saying, organize around an event that draws people, because every bar, every restaurant, cafe was just teeming with people and lots of people out in the street. It was, if you can do that and bundle your preservation message into it,